Gamblers, what's going on, people? Hey, we're in year two, second year that we're kicking this off. If you've been with us, you saw what we did last year in college football. Look, if you're betting college football, if you're betting the NFL, you have to be a member because we have some of the best analysts in the world. We do, especially for NFL this year. We have a guy coming on next week, and he's going to just explain, he's going to break down how he goes about betting the NFL, and it really has to do with the offensive lines. It's amazing how he does it, how he did last year. College football, you saw what we did last year, well up over 300 units. We had 1 week. A couple guys on here bet $100 and walked back with, 34,000. We did hit a 10-game parlay, which we hedged the hell out of. We'll go over hedging. Hedging is the key to whether it's college or NFL football. It is definitely the key. And I'm opening up with a big hedge tomorrow. College football starts tomorrow. I'm going to go over right off the bat what I'm doing. I'm going to give that out to you here. If you like what you hear, go to How We Do at YouTube. Go to WAP.com. Join the Degenerate Gamblers. You got to join us, man. It's $24.90 a month. Are you kidding me? And you go to you get on the Discord, and it's just a ton of guys all over the country, giving information that they have, their local schools, their local colleges. It's just a great crew. It's a good team. We crushed college basketball, we crushed college football. NFL was amazing. Horse racing right now. We're going into the biggest weekend of the year in horse racing. And I have probably the best analyst in the world. You'll see him on Fox Sports 1 tomorrow. And Frank Lyons coming on. I'm pumped. But look, let's talk about real quick. Let's talk about the MLB. Let's talk about baseball. Oh my God, what a week we had. This was Tuesday night. We had the Yankees for 5 units. We had this parlay plus 1,070. We had the Braves, Yankees, Phillies, Blue Jays, Tigers, bam. You bet a unit, you got back almost 11 units. And then we had Aaron Judge hitting a home run. You had that 50% profit boost on FanDuel. He smacked one out. He's on fire. So baseball, we're doing extremely well. We have plays today. The big thing is going to be tomorrow. Because, guys, I can't even talk. I'm so excited about tomorrow and college football. Now, it is a soft opening. It's not a hard opening. It's as soft as opening as you can ever find tomorrow. And I'm telling you this because the first game is in Ireland. Okay, let's go right into college football right now. The first game tomorrow is in Ireland. And it is Iowa State and Kansas State, 2 solid teams, originally Big 12 teams. And now you know what's going on with college football. As far as these conferences, just getting more powerful but smaller. We're going to have 2 conferences in 3 or 4 years unless something crazy happens. But listen to me closely. College football has all changed. It's not like the old days. You don't look at schools that got the best recruiting classes. That's done. You're going to see very few freshmen suiting up this year in college football. With the transfer portal, which is insane, some of these teams have totally changed over. A couple of them playing tomorrow. And with the NIL, who knows what some of these kids are getting paid? Who really knows? I mean, you can look up and see what they're getting paid their NIL, but now you have the college being able to pay these kids directly. There's no telling what some of these kids are getting paid. I'm going to go out on the limb and say the schools with the highest budgets are probably going to win. Look at Kansas. Kansas plays tomorrow. Kansas has arguably probably the best booster in the country. It just donated millions. But let's talk college football, this soft opening. There's a few games tomorrow, and then it gets nuts next week. Look, you have to join. Join the Degenerate Gamblers, $24.99 a month. Go to WAP.com. Go to How We Do on YouTube. Join us because it's a Discord with just a ton of guys on it, just talking football, baseball, horse racing every week. I mean, we've been on fire lately. We had a 38-1 shot last week, and we hit it was what, $392 exacta. We just have good people. We have good analysts. We've been doing this a long time. I mean, college football last year was the most successful year that we've had so far. Let's get it right into it. Tomorrow, you got Iowa State playing Kansas State in Ireland. In Ireland. Why? Who knows? They wanted to get a game early. Look, Iowa State is plus 3.5. This is on the road. This is nobody's home field. They're playing in Ireland. Here's what jumps out at me on this game, and I'm telling you right now, the over-under is 50.5. These two teams, it's their first game. I look for some conservative play calling. Iowa State has a lot of guys left on their team from last year. Good offensive line. I can see them slowing this down, running it. Kansas State, a lot of new faces on this team. I think this should be a pick 'em. 3.5? I'll take the dog all day long. I'll take Iowa State, and hopefully they score first. And then what do you do? What do you do if Iowa State scores first and all of a sudden they're not plus 3.5 anymore, they're -4? You turn around and hedge. You take Kansas State +4. You try to middle it. You be safe. Conserve. That's why you got to join, guys. Go to WAP.com. Join the Degenerate Gamblers. We'll teach you how to hedge. You'll be amazed. I sound like fucking Donald Trump. You'll be amazed. You'll be amazed. We have great people. So Iowa State tomorrow, plus 3.5 in Ireland. It's got to rain at some point. So they're playing Kansas State. I'm going to take the plus 3.5. Hopefully they can score first or early, get a lead. I can turn around and hedge. And I also like the under. I like the under. I may tease this over-under up to 54, 55. Take Iowa State. A few more points, maybe 6.5, 7. And tease it. But that's what I like. And listen, it's the first week. This is a soft opening. Go light. Don't go crazy. Go light. We got to sit back. The first 2 weeks are the best 2 weeks of the year because you can actually sit back. You can analyze. You can analyze what the hell's going on. It's very important. 4 o'clock tomorrow, you got Idaho State. Is that the Vandals? Idaho State playing UNLV, coming off one of the best years they've had in a long time. New coach, good coach. The line's 27.5. It's a little fishy, huh? Right under 28. I hate to tell you this. I'll bet a little on this game, not a lot, but I'll take UNLV, 27.5. I can see them winning this game by 30 points or more. You look at UNLV this year, it's a run and gun type of offense. They're going to put the ball in the air. Another new quarterback. Solid backfield, good receivers. They're going to put up points the first week against Idaho State. You might see 21-0 right off the bat. Then we go to the 6:30 game tomorrow. Fresno State at Kansas. Kansas -13.5. Fresno State. They have Kurt Warner's son as the quarterback. Has a little interception problem. Throws a ton of picks. You can't bet against Kansas at home. You know how jacked up they are for football in Kansas right now that booster just gave, billions of dollars to the school? They're going to be able to get anybody they want there. They're already building a new stadium, or redoing the one they have. They're -13.5 at home. I'll probably tease this down a little bit, but I can't bet against Kansas there. Sam Houston plays Western Kentucky tomorrow night, 7. I have no idea. None. We'll do some research. I have some people in Western Kentucky that will give me some words of advice before tip-off tomorrow. And if you're a member of the Degenerate Gamblers, you can go to WAP.com, sign up, $24.99 a month. You get all the information. We're on this Discord all the time. I put out picks well before the games. NFL is going to be kicking next week. We have a great podcast with literally professional analyst, Mehul Patel, coming out with his, he'll tell you what he does with his software. He punches in information, and it all has to do with the offensive lines in the NFL. This guy, I watched him last year. He started with like $500, turned it into $10,000. We're going to have some good people coming on next week, talk the NFL. Look, tomorrow night, 7:30, Stanford plays Hawaii. Hawaii is home. Not that far of a plane ride for Stanford, but they're -2.5. This is almost a pick 'em. Again, over-unders 50.5. Same as the Iowa State-Kansas State game. First weekend, guys, I can't play any overs. I can't play any overs. Look, these kids are rusty. It's their first game. I can see a lot of running. I think these offenses will be a little more conservative than they will be throughout the year. So I'm looking under in this game also. Guys, next week in college football, oh my God. Next week's going to be insane. We're going to have to do the pod Tuesday or Wednesday live so you can listen. But, man, I love this game. I'm not giving out anything, but I've already talked to a couple guys that one of them is actually a Boise State alumni. Another guy's a South Florida alumni. The Boise State plays at South Florida next Thursday at 5:30. That's going to be a game. And I'm leaning hard one way. I really like that particular game of all the games in the first week, or second week, I should say. And then there's tons of great games next weekend. Tons of great games. We got Michigan State, Illinois, Colorado, Georgia Tech, Auburn, Baylor. Woo! Next week, we get into it. Of course, Texas, Ohio State. I do not have a lean in that game. I probably won't even bet that game. I have no idea how good, Texas arguably has the best quarterback in the country in Arch Manning. Ohio State won the national championship. They're juiced again. So that's next week. But tomorrow, we're starting right off the bat at noon, Iowa State, Kansas State. Guys, get on the Discord. Join the Degenerate Gamblers. Go to WAP.com, sign up, go to Howie Dewey on YouTube, sign up, get on the Discord because we're going tomorrow at noon. We'll be right in the mix. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. Got a few preseason NFL games left. We will be putting out some NFL futures along with some college football futures. We have some really good values. I mean, the NFL, it's wide open. It's wide open this year. One of our analysts, I'll give you a little hint, likes the team already. Rams. That's all you're going to get from me. But I'm pumped up. College football, you saw what we did last year. You saw what we did. And you get on the Discord, and there's a write-up for everything, why we're betting it, how many units we're betting, how to hedge. It's all about making money. You got to sign up. I'm looking forward to it. Right now, we're going into horse racing because I'm going to bring in, in my opinion, the top analyst in the country. In my opinion, horse racing. You'll see I'm FS Sports, FS1 tomorrow. Frank Lyons, let's go. Let's do this. There's the man, the myth, the legend right there. Frank Lyons.
How you doing?
Sir.
How you doing, Howie?
What's going on, brother?
Everything's good.
Everything's good. We're going into, in my opinion, the best weekend of the summer for horse racing. I mean, it doesn't get any better than what's going on in Saratoga tomorrow.
Well, when you got the card like they have tomorrow, you got 5 grade 1s and a grade 2. That's incredible. And they're 4 extremely wide open races, I believe.
Wide open. And before we get into tomorrow, I just want to throw this out there. I think it's the 9th race today, the Yadu on the turf at Saratoga. It's a $150,000 race, excellent race. And I'm going to tell you right now, I like it's the 9th race. Johnny Velasquez is riding Spinning Colors, the 4-horse. Mark Hennig, 7-2. I like this horse today.
You know what? I just left those 2 guys a few minutes ago. And I did. I swear to God. Mark was working a filly, and Johnny was waiting by the gap, and we had a little chat. I told him about
Did he
you
say
telling
anything
me.
about the course today?
No, he didn't. I never asked him. Yeah, so like I'll ask him next time.
I
What about
mean,
yours?
if you want value, you got the 6-horse Brock Darty. George Weaver's got a 10-1 in this race, and he's always dangerous.
No, for sure. He's had the best meets of Saratoga
Woo.
of his lifetime.
We've given out quite a few of his horses on here. Of course, the 17-1 shot that I gave out last week, and because I knew out of his 3 horses, that was the one that was going to win. The longest shot
You
on the
be
board.
honest then. You be honest. You didn't even know George Weaver had 3 horses in there.
I took the 1. I started with the 1 horse. And
so
yeah,
be honest. Tell everyone the situation. Okay,
well,
you came to me. You said I cashed big time on George Weaver, and I said to you, you know, he had 2 other horses in there. You were like, he did.
I was on the train headed up here, and I looked at the 1 horse. I'm like, holy shit, Weaver's got a 17-1 horse. So I put the bet in right off the bat. I bet the 1. I didn't even go any further. I bet him 1 all, and that exactive came back $392. And
wow.
I didn't go any further, and I'm like, yeah, I hit the Weaver horse. I hit the Weaver's long shot, and you said, yeah, you know, he had 2 other horses in that race. I didn't even look. I took the longest shot on the board, and I got lucky. I got a little bit lucky. I'm not gonna lie to you. The guys that bet that,
sometimes you're better off being lucky than good.
That's right. People have told me that a lot in my life. We get into tomorrow at Saratoga, and I haven't seen a better card. This is crazy. You start right off, race 7, $400,000 grade 2 Lake Placid on the turf.
I mean, it's not really that tough a race for 400,000. I'd love to have one eligible for this race because it came up kind of light. Yeah,
I mean,
and you got that Rapoli stable with the 2 horse. They obviously bought that a private purchase in Europe, and paid Donald Trump's tariff, an extra 15% on this one. So the horse has decent form. She was second in the Prix Sandringham, which is a group 2 over in Europe. And while she's not unbeatable, 7-2, you get Irad Ortiz. Todd Pletcher is going to take over the training of this one, I imagine. Philip Sorberg Saugorb is a trainer who I'm sure they had a deal where Philip would saddle her for the first race and then send her over to Todd Pletcher, I imagine.
That's what it looks like. And then you got the other Ortiz training. Well, the number 6, Raining Flowers, Velasquez has one on there, 4G Racing. You know, he's 4-1.
Yeah. And Johnny Ortiz is the trainer, and this one was beating a neck in the Lake George last time out. She's a consistent filly, and a filly that has a chance in this race because it's a open race and not a really tough race. You have Johnny Ortiz rides the 3 Mayday Ready, who's trained by Joe Lee. And if you're not familiar with Joe Lee was assistant to Kieran McLaughlin for years. He was the main assistant for Kieran McLaughlin, and he was my very first exercise rider, Howie.
Oh, wow.
When I first started training horses in 1988, Joe Lee was the exercise rider that I used to use.
No shit. Now he's training.
Yeah.
He's got a good horse. That Mayday Ready, that's solid horse, 5-2.
Solid horse. You know, Frankie Dettori has ridden her in all 7 races for 3 wins and a second, and I'm not sure why they opted to go with Johnny Ortiz because, you know, there's no better rider in the world than Frankie Dettori on the grass, especially.
Yeah, you were saying that. Well, what about the favorite, the 1, Play with Fire, Flavian Pratt?
Yeah, I mean, this filly is very consistent. Also, she won the Hilltop at Pimlico. And she's run on any ground, so you won't worry about the ground if it is on the grass tomorrow, and it will be on the grass because the sky is clear and it's going to remain clear. But this filly is, she's very, very good, and she's a deserving favorite. But I would not pick her because she's going to be 2-1 and she's down on the rail, and you can't tell me that there's a horse in here that could be 2-1 and you'd be confident, So although she can easily win, so can any of them, and I'm not going to take 2-1.
No, I agree. There's some better long shots. I might just play Johnny in that race, and maybe the horse can hold on. But that's a wide open race. You got 5-6 horses that can win.
The two horse also, has got a decent form, and those European horses coming in here, they're running against bears. We're saying this is a light, Lake Placid, and it's not going to take that much of a horse to win. Well, then why don't you take the 2 horse who's been running against the toughies in Europe?
Right. Well, so there you have it. That's the first big stakes race tomorrow. Then you go to race 9, grade 1, Personal Ensign, $500,000. Look at this lineup.
Yeah, I mean, like Raging Sea, Randomized, Dazzling Move, Darth Vader, Leslie's Rose, Torpedo Anna, and I think that Torpedo Anna is going to get beat tomorrow.
And I mean, I couldn't bet her because she's going to be so heavily bet.
Yeah,
arguably the top filly in the world.
Oh yeah, but like she's had 14 starts and they're 14 tough races where she won off easily in quite a few of them, but they were tough races, and she's the kind that is all in all the time, and those horses. Now she may prove me wrong tomorrow, but I'm not impressed with her this year. She beat a filly called Royal Spa last time out, who had won 2 stakes, including a grade 3 Hanshin before that, but she's like a grade 3, filly. She's not a really top filly. So I think Torpedo Anna is going to have her work cut out, and I've seen her train up there. She's training better now. But she went through a patch there where she had sores in her mouth and she was just getting irritated with everything, running off every day. And, that's eventually going to catch up with you. But Kenny, Kenny's full of confidence with her tomorrow. So I hope Torpedo Anna, that runs second to Fierceness. So she's had 3 tries at Saratoga. She got 2 wins and second to Fierceness in the Travers, where that was a rapidly diminishing neck. She's fabulous on the main track at Saratoga, but I just think tomorrow's race is there's some toughies in there. And she's had 4 races against elders, and including the Azeri this year, then the Apple Blossom, which she won both of those real easy. Then she didn't show up at all in the La Troyenne, and I knew that. I'm not saying that I know anything, but I had the feeling that she wasn't going to run that day because of the way she looked. She was just all, irritated, and then last time out, I thought she was a little bit more relaxed, but a little irritated also that day. And that was against Lessers. She had to beat that field because they weren't that good. But you got 4 of them in there tomorrow, or 5 of them that will give her a genuine run.
Are you leaning towards any particular horse here? I really am not. This is wide open.
Well, see, the 6 horse Leslie's Rose, she won she won her first 2 races. Then she was third in the Bonadale. Then she won the grade 1 Ashland when she came to Kentucky, and she was a really, really nice filly. She went off as like 3rd choice in the Kentucky Oaks, but she just got demolished, and she lost her way for a while. Lost her way, but then she came back to form big time last time out with a 3 and three-quarter lengths win in the Shuvi handicap. And you got Irad Ortiz, who rides her back. She's got the 6 hole. She's going to get a good trip. So that's who I'm going for, Leslie's Rose. But I also give Darth Vader a chance, give Raging Sea a chance. You give Dazzling Move a chance and Randomize a big chance.
Look at the breeding on Raging Sea. Look at that. Look at those. I mean, Curlin, Stormcat.
Out of a Stormcat mare, she is worth a fortune, and the broodmare as a broodmare. But she's won 8 of 16, 2.2 million. You know, she didn't show up in her last 2 tries, even though she was third, beaten 6.5 lengths behind Darth Vader as favorite that day. That she just didn't show up. And then last time out in the Shuvi, where she went off at 1-2 and didn't show up there. So what kind of filly are we going to see tomorrow? Chad Brown's the trainer. You couldn't ask for her to be in her hands, you know. So so if Raging Sea shows up, the filly that we seen last year, she should be very, very tough. She won this race last year, the Personal Ensign. And so she can go back to back because there is so much speed in this race that is going to suit Raging Sea, and it's also going to suit Leslie's Rose, who comes from a little bit off the pace. Leslie's Rose will get first run on Raging Sea and may get the job done, but you got to give a lot of credit to Raging Sea and the races that she's run, but it looks like she might not be the same filly as the filly that won the race last year.
That's right. So that's going to be a very interesting race also. Again, a wide open. And then, you know, we go to the next race, race 10, another grade 1.
I can't help you here. Every one of them has a chance.
I mean like this Alan Jerkin Sprint, $500,000, and you look from Patch Adams all the way down to Madagascar.
Who doesn't have a chance in this race?
Every one of them.
The longest shot on the board is with Todd. So came from Rick Dutro's barn. So there's not very much moving up off of Rick Dutrow, but it's in the Todd Pletcher barn now. And this 3-year-old, Captain Cook, was really, really nice. You know, he was 2-1 against Verifier last time out. He takes the blinkers off, and you get Ricardo Santana riding him for the second time. He rode him first time out when he was trained by Norm Cass, but he's gone on to do great things since then. And he'll be huge price there. I don't think that he'll win it, but he's definitely got a big chance. He's the longest shot on board.
He's out of Indian Charlie, who was a fairly decent sprinter.
Well, Indian Charlie is, you know, he's the broodmare sire of Uncle Mo, and Indian Charlie is the best broodmare sire, at least as good as any broodmare sire you've ever seen. And there's not very many of them left. You know, their Indian Charlie's gone like 20 years, so you know, the broodmares are old now. Right,
yeah, that's right. But you look at this, Bob Baffert has a couple horses.
Yeah, he's got 3 horses in there. One he paid $3.2 million for as a 2-year-old. That horse Barnes. The 3-horse. Barnes won very impressively in the Grade 2 San Vicente second time out, and then was favorite over Journalism. He was actually 1-2 favorite over Journalism. Now, when you look back on that, that looks crazy, doesn't it? It's basically because Bob Baffert is training him, you know, and he was in California and he looked so good winning his first 2 races, but he you know, and he ran well against Journalism that day, but then he came back in the Santa Anita Derby, and I think that second to Journalism in the day he ran against Journalism, I think that probably aided for him to be beaten as far as he did last time, because sometimes horses run their ass off and they run too hard, you know, and they need time. And so Bob Baffert has given him time since then. So he'll be a more mature Barnes. He'll have to be, because he'll have to run, you know, he'll have to even run better than he did against Journalism when he ran second. And
Sure.
so then Midland Money the 2 is also trained by Bob Baffert. He's a Chancelot colt, cost $650,000 as a 2-year-old. And Chancelot, he's a sire who stands for 5,000. And he made 650,000 for this horse, so you know that he had to be showing all the signs that he was a racehorse. Had to come with an almost guarantee that he was going to be a racehorse, and he is a racehorse, and he's won at Saratoga. So any time on the East Coast when there's big races and Bob Baffert shows up, he'll always come away with something.
Yeah, he usually does. We get to the next race, and it's very similar to race 10, race 11, the $500,000 ballerina, another sprint race, another 7 furlong on the dirt. And again, Frank, there's some solid horses in this race.
Solid horses, really solid horses. My main squeeze, the 9 horse, or the 8 horse has a big chance in there. But there's where I go back to what I just said. Bob Baffert is the king of these 7 furlong, 6 furlong races. He's the king of all races, really. But this horse, Hope Road, who came in and was just, she'd run second to Copion twice. Copion is Richard Mandela's filly out on the West Coast. She is the best filly in the country at 7 furlongs or 6. So this Hope Road, she's been off since the 26th of May and comes into this race with, look at the workouts: 6 furlongs and 112 and 3 bullet workout, 6 furlongs and 112 and 3 bullet workout, 6 furlongs and 111 and 1, 6 furlongs and 112, 5 furlongs and 59 flat. So she is going to be ready, and she's got the outside post position. She got Jose Ortiz aboard, and you're going to get 3-1 or 7-2. That will be my best bet on the card tomorrow. Hope Road, the 9.
That's interesting. So in the Ballerina Stakes, everyone, race 11, Frank's telling you right now, best bet of the day, number 9, Hope Road, Bobby Baffert.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the horse looks like he is in shape. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
So that's one. I'll definitely be putting a little down on that particular horse. I'll use him in my pick sixes. And by the way, tomorrow's my favorite day of the year to bet pick sixes.
Yeah. Well, there's a single for you.
So then we get to race 12. And here's another one. Here's another sprint, the Forego, which is grade 1 Forego.
You got last year's winner in there, Mulligan.
Last year's winner, the 7-horse Mulligan, solid horse, Flavian Pratt, Windstar Farms, 7-2.
Won by 5 3/4 in this race last year, but I guarantee you he will not win by. He might win, but he will not win by 5 3/4 this year.
There's a little problem, and that problem is a horse that just never loses at Saratoga. That's number 4, Bookham Dano.
Yeah.
You're going to have that drunk wild crew up here going crazy. That horse is just a beast, Frank.
Oh, he's a beast. And he's a New Jersey bred who probably, would have been like maybe a $10,000 yearling, or maybe as much as 100, but he's by Buchero, who has really come good this year. I think he's now standing in New York, I think. And so this horse, won 3 of his last 4. He's beaten the neck by Mindframe in the Churchill Downs handicap, a grade 1 at 7 furlongs. He's gotten even better this year.
And he loves Saratoga.
Loves Saratoga. He's trained by an Irishman, good Irishman, Derek Ryan, who's a very nice fella and does a great job and has done a tremendous job with this horse. This horse was just beaten ahead by the Japanese horse Forever Young, who's a monster.
Yeah.
Forever Young, he was in the Breeders' Cup Classic last year. He was in the Kentucky Derby, right there with Sierra Leone and Mystic Dan, and he's that form, the second by ahead to Forever Young, is better than anything he's done over here. And he's done plenty over here, including winning his last 2 easily. and I respect him at 8-5. But I'm not telling you anything if I'm telling you, I'm going to pick him. And now he's obviously the horse to beat, and
Yeah.
he'll be very tough to beat. But I tell you who I like. I like Scotland, the 8 horse, Junior Alvarado and Billy Mott.
Bill Mott.
Right before the Travers' run tomorrow, they got a big chance to win another Grade One. And this horse, he'll run better than than the 12-1 odds suggest. It's his second off a layoff. He'd been off for like almost 8 months, and he came back to run a good third to the Safi Joseph trained sprinter, Concrete Glory, and that little need at the second place finisher came back to win very impressively in his next start. So this horse, he likes Saratoga's 2 wins at Saratoga, and likes this distance: 2 wins, 2 seconds from 6 furlong at the 7 furlong distance. And this horse will outrun his odds, I guarantee you, tomorrow. May not win, but he'll be right there.
We'll be there. That's good to know because, guys, that's what we look for, value. And value is 12-1. There's no better value than that. So there you have it for the Forego. Now we get into it, man. We get into the $1.25 million Travers Stakes, 1.25 miles, the biggest race of the year in Saratoga. Small field, a lot of people complaining. They felt there should have been a few more horses in this race. And of course, there's one horse to beat here, and that's Godolphin Stable.
That's why they all stayed away, because there's so many derbies around the country. You got the Kentucky Derby, the West Virginia Derby, the Super Derby, the Pennsylvania Derby, the Indiana Derby, the Super Derby at Remington Park. So all these 3-year-olds have their chance to go, and they're all big purses, $1 million purses. And so they don't have sovereignty to take on, and that'll be easier for them. So I think that's really why this race is kind of, it's just a chance to see sovereignty, really, because there's not much else in there except Magnitude. He was very impressive. He's ridden by a young man called Ben Curtis. Ben came over here from Ireland 2 years ago. He was born in America, so he's an American citizen, but he was raised in Ireland. And Ben was a good young jockey in Ireland, but he's really found his form since coming over here. He won the Fairgrounds title last year. I'm not sure how he did this year, but he did very well, and he's a good rider. And now Steve Asmussen has the only thing you'll have to have is someone in the paddock to let Steve know what Ben is saying, because he's raised in Ireland, and he has that Irish accent, and that's pretty difficult for Steve to know. But Magnitude, he's gonna be the horse to catch. But the 2 Bracket Buster is going to keep him honest on the lead. He won't be out there just cruising on the lead, I don't think. And Sovereignty will be a lot closer. You see, he was second last time out, and he came from dead last in the Kentucky Derby. And now, since the Kentucky Derby, Billy Mott has decided that he'll be better off, because he can be late close and finish just the same as he always does. And in his last 2 races, he's laid much closer.
It's going to be, I'm not going to lie, I'm looking at this field, and look, for Sovereignty to lose tomorrow, it's got to be one of those classic Saratoga upsets. That's the bottom line. This is like Secretariat losing.
Yeah. Now, listen, he can stumble, he can. There's a ton of things can go wrong. There's only one thing that can go right, but it's gone right for Sovereignty so far, nearly every race. And
100%. I mean, this horse is a beast. He's the horse to beat tomorrow. It's tough not to use this horse in your pick sixes. I mean, you might want to have him in there. He's at 2-5. Frank, this horse will probably go off at 1-10.
Yeah. And so Magnitude is 2-1 on the morning line. I guarantee you that Magnitude will go off at 7-2.
I think you're right. And everyone else, you want to toss a little money on McAfee, he might go off at 30-1.
By the way, McAfee has a half sister that is running on the card tomorrow. You know what her name is?
No.
Torpedo Anna.
Oh, that's McAfee's. I didn't even know that. Okay.
McAfee's half sister. They're both out of Satavis, who's by Uncle Mo. And that would be quite a pedigree update, wouldn't it? To put in your catalogue. We won the Travers and we won the Personal Ensign on the same day.
Wow. So, look, the horse is bred well. Who knows?
Oh, yeah.
Who knows?
And you got your favorite trainer and my favorite guy too.
Dutrow, yeah.
Rick Dutrow.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, there's a shot. There is a shot. And listen, I've been following Saratoga racing for 40, 50 years, and we've had some upsets here. There has been.
Oh, yeah.
Look, Conquistador Cielo went off 1-5 or 2-5 one year. Runaway Groom at 24-1 beat him. It can happen.
That's right.
It can happen.
American Pharaoh.
American Pharaoh. This is the graveyard of favorites. So
yeah,
I'll be writing all these picks from Frank's picks on the Discord tomorrow. If you like what you hear, man, look, sign up. Go to thewap.com, sign up, because we have races all day long today, and these are great races. Looking forward to it. Everything
We've
kicks
only
off
got a
tomorrow.
week left.
Yeah.
Everything kicks off tomorrow, and then we
Kicks
got a
off
week
tomorrow.
left. We got the hopeful.
Yeah, and then it's the hopeful follow week, but that's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
So that's it. We'll be coming live again next week. Frank, are you on Fox Sports tomorrow?
No, I'm not on tomorrow. Actually, not quite sure when I'm on again.
Frank's, if you don't know, if you've been watching, you were on like twice last week.
Yeah.
Looking good too. Looking good. Just banging out winners. That's what we do.
Yeah, that's what we do. All right.
All right, guys, that's it for this week. Huge day tomorrow. We'll be blasting off. You're gonna be over there, all Frank?
Yeah. Or the Kennedys gun shy?
I think I'll be over there.
Oh, I think you will too.
I'll make an appearance. It's gonna be about 60,000 people over there tomorrow. It's already packed.
Well, the one good thing for you is that if you don't like it, you can walk home and be home in 30 seconds.
Right across the street, yeah.
Right across the street.
Well, that's it, man. Degenerate Gamblers, sign up. Go to watt.com, follow How We Do It on YouTube. We got tons of horse racing, football, everything is coming at you right now. It's that time of the year starting to pick up. Beautiful. All right, guys.
All right, Howie.
Catch you later.
See you. Bye.